Hey, good morning, everybody. It is 8:30, so we're going to go ahead and get started. I wanted to say thank you and welcome to the first ever Georgia Library Instruction, Teaching, and Reference Conference. I'm Amy Barker. I'm the chair of the 2021 Glitter Conference Committee, and we're really glad to have you all here with us today. I really hope everybody enjoys the conference and that you have a great day at all of the presentations we have going on today. I do want to start by giving you a little bit of a quick tour around BlueJeans, since you might not be familiar with this platform. So with that said, again, I just wanted to say welcome to the Glitter Conference 2021. And I wanted to also thank the Georgia Tech Library for hosting Glitter this year. I do wish we'd have been able to have the conference on your campus as we first discussed, but I'm really glad that you've been able to provide us with this wonderful virtual platform. So at this time, I'd like to go ahead and introduce the Dean of the Georgia Tech Libraries, Leslie Sharp, to say a few words. Dean Sharp?
Thank you so much, Amy. I appreciate it. So welcome everyone on behalf of the Georgia Tech Library. It is truly my honor to be here helping to kick it off. And the Georgia Library Instruction, Teaching, and Reference Conference, known as GLITTER, promises to be an educational and all-around fantastic event. The Glitter Conference Committee has done an excellent job in developing relevant sessions that help us connect with each other, build our communities of practice, and fulfill our professional development goals. Thank you to everyone who made this possible. I know how much work it is to plan and execute a conference, especially virtually. Please join me in thanking our colleagues on the conference committee, as well as my colleagues in the Georgia Tech Library who are serving as moderators. I appreciate all the hard work. While I'm sorry that you are not on the Georgia Tech campus, and specifically in our newly renovated and beautiful buildings, you can see behind me the views we have. They're extraordinary from the library. I am thankful that we at Georgia Tech are having the opportunity to still host the Glitter Conference and to facilitate the sharing of ideas and issues related to information literacy. The pandemic really tested us personally and professionally. At Georgia Tech, like everyone else, we shifted to working from home. I am so proud of my Georgia Tech colleagues, our librarians, our archivists, our public services, our technical services, our building team, who were able to transition seamlessly in order to offer our consultations, our public programming, and all of our instructions on a virtual platform. This is all the while that our newly opened buildings, which opened end of last spring, were completed. So we had these beautiful empty buildings known as the library that were empty, which I hope you'll get to come and see. But what did it teach us? It taught us really that the library, while we think about libraries as buildings, they are really the people and the services within them. And that is why what you're doing today is so important, because you are all about what the heart of a library is, about teaching and educating and teaching our communities, our students, our faculty and teachers, and our larger community about information and the importance of good information, good data, and making decisions based on good, solid information. And so while our building sat empty, the goals of all of our libraries and the missions were still being executed. We were able to support the Georgia Tech community 24/7, like we always had, even while we were working from home. We learned about best practices and translating this information literacy in virtual environments. We also learned, or we knew, but we could underscore meeting our communities where they were. And some of these lessons we will take beyond the pandemic whether it is having solely virtual teaching, or is it a hybrid mode, or do we have modules, or where are the classes that are better in person? And these are things that we can all learn from. During the pandemic, we learned quite quickly that having virtual programming and going forward hybrid programming allows people who could never participate in our public programming before more accessible. We had people from all over the world take our classes, participate in book talks. One of the best moments of the pandemic was when we were having a book talk on the founder of the Industrial Design Program, Hen Brendick. We had an on-campus exhibit and we had a virtual book talk, and families of Professor Brendick were able to attend, and we had people in chat connecting. And that really what gave us an opportunity to expand the mission of our library, as well as fulfill the mission of Georgia Tech in making our educational programming accessible to all. Again, welcome on behalf of the Georgia Tech Library, and please come to Georgia Tech when you have the opportunity and take a tour. We are very eager to have people in our building and eager to show off our new buildings and our services. So again, welcome, have a great day, and at this time I'll turn it back over to Amy. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Dean Sharp, for that really warm welcome. And again, thanks for inviting us to come visit your library in person. And I do want to make sure everybody keeps in mind that we do have some virtual tours available today. And I hope people will take advantage of those video tours during the breaks that we have this morning and this afternoon. So I do want to take a moment to go over today's schedule once again, just to remind everybody of what the schedule is for the conference. We have concurrent sessions this morning starting at 9 a.m. and again at 10. Those are taking place in 3 different rooms all day. We also then will have our first break at 11, which is a great time for you guys to grab some lunch, you take a little bit of a walk, and then maybe bring your lunch back with you for the keynote, which starts at 11:30 with speaker Wendy Cornelsen. The keynote will be followed by another set of concurrent sessions at 12:30, and then another half-hour break, and then 2 more concurrent sessions this afternoon at 2 and at 3, with the conference wrapping up at 4 p.m. The links to all of these sessions are available on the conference website. If you go to glitter.weebly.com/2021 conference, you can find the links to all of these sessions. And I do just want to mention once again that we are using 3 rooms throughout the day today. So you're currently in the instruction room. If you wanted to attend all of the sessions for the instruction track, you could just stay in this room all day. Same thing for either the reference track or the kaleidoscope track, or although of course you can jump between rooms as well. So if you wanted to watch, for example, the first instruction session with Teresa Nesbitt, that will be starting right here at 9 a.m. So you can just stay here. Now I do want to take a moment to thank everybody who helped make the conference happen this year. So you'll see this mentioned in the back of the conference program as well in a lot more detail. But what I really wanted to focus on this morning was to thank all of you, our attendees, for coming to the conference this year. Because without you guys coming to the conference, it wouldn't be worth all the work that we put into it. So thank you very much for coming this year, and I really hope that we'll be able to see you all in person next year for the first in-person Glitter Conference. Finally, before I wrap up and let you all go grab one last cup of tea or coffee before heading into our first sessions, I want to say just a few words about our theme for this year, Defining Our Moment. The committee selected this theme to encompass the wide variety of challenges that we currently face in our profession, but more importantly, to acknowledge that it is all of us together who decide what issues are important to us and how to address them as a profession. It is the decisions that we make day to day as librarians that define our profession and the future of libraries, and I hope that you will see that reflected in the sessions that you attend today. So with that said, I hope everyone has a great conference. Feel free to head out and have a little bit of a break before we get started at 9 a.m. And thank you very much for coming.